What is your greatest achievement? I really don't like this question. You'll be asked it on those pointless training days at your day job. You supposedly should answer it on your CV. And I imagine the funeral director asks it when it's all over and done. But the main reason I really don't like this question is because it spells the notion that you'll only achieve one or two great things in a lifetime. I know from my nearly 30 years that if you put yourself out there, you can achieve great things all the time. For example, off the top of my head, if you'd asked me this question at age 11, I'd said that my greatest achievement was playing A Little Respect at my school's talent show. I've been playing guitar for 3 weeks. At age 15, it would have been writing a song that impressed McFly's management, although that never got any further. At age 18, it would have been selling out our local venue, The Junction, in the band I was in at the time. At age 20, overcoming a serious bout of panic attacks and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, realising that I would be able to live a normal life. At age 21, it would have been playing my first show in Europe with my old band Ghouls. At age 23, it would have been running my first marathon in Athens, Greece. Age 24, playing Brixton Academy, winning the Brooklynite half marathon, and touring the USA for the first time. You could say that this was the year that I found myself. At age 26, I mustered up the courage to ask the beautiful girl at the swimming pool on a date, Laura V. This was also the year that the band toured Australia. Age 27, running the Stratford Marathon in under 3 hours. 2 hours, 55 and 9 seconds to be precise. At age 28, I quit my day job and moved into a sprinter van with Laura V. And at age 29, moving to my favourite place on earth, Brighton. There's probably more, but I can't think of them on the spot right now. Now this list might sound a bit of a brag, but the point of it is, most people achieve more than one great thing. And if you put yourself out there, you'll achieve many great things. I plan on having a list so big that the funeral director runs out of pages. Welcome to The Journey, the series where I document my venture into more great achievements through this August Radio Project. Maybe we go a little bit further in there. Ha! There we go. Hey guys, welcome to The Journey episode 4. If you're new around here, then The Journey is a series of videos in which I'm documenting my venture into making August Radio Project a full-time gig. So let me tell you what's been going on. Alright, firstly, I have been busking. You might have noticed the last video that went up. In the last episode of The Journey, I spoke all about how to make money from all this. Little did I know that there was a really obvious way staring me in the face, as usual with these kind of things. Busking is now an integral part of what I'm doing here with August Radio Project. Not only is it helping me work out as a performer, but it's also earning me a bit of money, which is amazing. And although I still fully plan on trying to make some money from YouTube eventually, and obviously songwriting, and obviously gigs themselves, it's a great way to be earning a bit of money, and I love it. I genuinely get such a buzz when I go down there and get to play. It's amazing. Which brings me on to the second thing I've been thinking about, and that is shows, gigs. The past weekend, I played my first show in front of a proper audience, my first proper gig as August Radio Project, and my first show since October 2019, which was the final Ghoul show. Mama, it's over. The dream you had in store. It's not what I want. Mama, it's over. It's over. And I don't need you anymore. Okay, this is your turn. Your turn to sing, not mine. We're gonna sing Laura,
You. 1, 2, 3. Louder. 2, 3. People at the back. Sing. I can't hear them. Sing it. That's like she's here, man. I'm meant to be expressing my full love to this girl. Come on. It goes.
It was a magical feeling. Honestly, when I'm playing live, it feels like everything is aligned. All the planets, all the stars, everything is exactly as it should be. And playing the festival at the weekend really kind of hit me in this realization of I need to book some shows. I need to start playing some shows again. And now that the UK is open again, there's no real excuses. So I'm gonna book some shows. I also, big exclusive announcement for you guys watching this. My challenge for next year, so this year's challenge has been 50 songs in 2021. I'm at song number 33, as you have seen at the start of this video. But I think next year the challenge is going to be 100 shows in 2022. If you don't know anything about booking shows, especially festivals, they happen quite far in advance. So I'm going to get booking, and if you are a promoter or you know anyone, then give me a shout. But in the meantime, between then and the end of the year, there's no need to put off any warm-up shows. So I'll try and get some together between then and now for the end of the year, so keep your eyes open for them. And if I'm playing somewhere near you, especially if it's around the Brighton area, because that's probably where I'll start, then come to a show. That'd be really cool. And the third and final thing I'm going to talk about today on The Journey, episode 4, I've been having some thoughts about the name, August Radio Project. So this could just be me way overthinking. It could be making it more complicated than it needs to be, but I'm having some doubts about my name, August Radio Project. Let me first give you the story of August Radio Project, the name. I came up with August Radio Project on a morning walk. I wasn't 100% sure what ARP was going to be at the time, only that it was my way of releasing and performing music. August is a significant month and word because it's Laura's birth month, and it was the name of the cafe in Estonia that Laura and I visited on our first trip away together. Radio Project referred to how this is a sort of broadcast for my creativity. It also relates to the fact that, to start with, I was doing weekly live streams and podcasts. So lately I've been questioning the name. I'm not sure if these are rational doubts or maybe somewhat logical. I guess ARP is everything that a usual artist or musician is. I'm releasing songs, I'm gigging, but it's also this different kind of angle at it all. I'm making YouTube videos, I'm doing songwriting kind of challenges and tutorials, and I've got no boundaries when it comes to creativity. The whole reason behind August Radio Project is so that I have an outlet for everything I do. The frustrations I built up in my previous band with the fact that I'd write songs and they'd never get released, or I'd have artwork ideas or video ideas and I just couldn't execute them because of the amount of people that were involved. And this is different. But I'm not sure if August Radio Project kind of gives that away. Maybe I'm completely overthinking it. When I think of some of my inspirations, some of their names don't mean anything to what they do. I think of a band like Green Day, and Green Day doesn't mean anything. Because Green Day have been doing their thing for so long under the name Green Day, that's, your brain thinks, oh, Green Day, punk rock band, sick. And I even think of like a YouTube channel like Binging with Babish, and that's a cooking channel, but Binging with Babish doesn't mean anything to do with cooking, but because he's worked on that channel for so long, it's become that in your brain. So maybe August Radio Project's the same. I'm not sure. It's just something I've been thinking about because now I'm really putting energy into building this, and making it something, not just a passion project, but a real full-time gig. I'm doing everything I can to put energy into making meaningful content, into writing more songs, into booking shows now, and this is only going to mean that this gets more well known. The audience size is going to get bigger, and just before it does, if I'm going to change the name, then it would have to be now. And maybe it would be logical to call it something that relates more to what it is. And the thought I'm having is something to do with my actual name. That said, I do really like the name August Radio Project, and when I think of it on like festival lineups or on merch, I can see it. I'm just not 100% sure. But I have had a theory. Whenever you start anything new, it's easy to enjoy how quickly you progress, because you're constantly comparing to when it was nothing, to when there was zero. And I read a book once called 0 to 1, and in the book, the author says how the hardest part of any business or company or venture is from taking it from 0 to 1. But I happen to disagree with this, because when you're taking something from 0 to 1, you constantly compare to the fact that this didn't exist. So even having a small following or a few songs out there or a few videos feels like you're making progression. But then what happens once you get to kind of 1 or a year in, like we're on a year and a half for August Radio Project right now, from when I started it, you kind of hit this plateau where the next stage to get to level 2, that's more difficult. And I'm wondering whether psychologically I'm thinking a name change will give me that push to level 2. Or maybe it's just completely irrelevant. Or maybe it is totally relevant. So I guess this tangent is just a way of asking you guys what you think. Should I change the name? Does the name make sense as it is? Am I overthinking? Would it make any difference? If you're a kind of expert in the matter, especially of like online content, or maybe you're a musician yourself, then let me know your thoughts. Give me a comment. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment in the journey. These videos, I really hope, give you some kind of inspiration to follow your own journey. And as I said at the very beginning of this video series, I get so inspired by these journeys of like athletes who are trying to become professionals. And what I see is through their documentation of it, they show a process that is quite tangible. Like, oh, I could probably have a go at that if I ever wanted to. And that's what I'm trying to do here. If you want to be a songwriter, if you want to be a content creator, if you want to be something in the creative field, definitely, then by documenting my journey, I hope that you can learn some things, some tricks, some tips, what to do, what not to do, and ultimately follow your own path. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, press subscribe on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.